Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Angela of course, and today very excited to share with you all we're going to do to make a start on our Busy Bee journal. Yeah, it's today. So yeah, it's a beautiful day outside, and I was sitting outside earlier just enjoying my breakfast a few hours ago and just listening to the sounds of nature, and it was just glorious. But I wanted to come inside and put out a video today because I want to make a start. Very excited about starting the bee journal. Now, it's a perfect month for making a bee journal. If you didn't know, it's actually World Bee Day in May this month on the 20th. So that is an opportunity for us to think about the bees and all that they do. You know, they really are integral to many of our sustainable plants and development, really. So that's amazing. Where would we be without bees? We wouldn't be anywhere. So yeah, this is my little honor to the bees, and I've wanted to make a bee journal for a very long time. I made one, I think it was the very first journal I ever made on my own. I tackled a bee journal. I don't even remember the kits that I used. It was that long ago. About 5 years ago. So yes, I've made my own now. So if you haven't seen that, go and have a look at the video that I did on the Busy Bee kit and all the bundles and everything. I still have some bundles available in my shop, so if you're wanting to follow along with me, we're going to make the very first project in the next video. Okay, so this is what I've gathered so far. So if you have a digital, if you have your own printer and you're looking for an all-in-one digital kit, then I do have that. I've called it the all-in-one kit. All you have to do is decide on whether you print on A4 paper. That's most of Europe, and then of course the US letter size paper. So that's the Americas really. All right, so it's got the journal kit, the altered book pages, the add-on kit, the ephemera kit, and the actual journal pages themselves. So and the background pages, you've got it all in there. So it's just one click and there you go. If you are printing, that's if you are printing. If you are someone that doesn't have a printer or don't like to print back to back, etc., then you can actually buy my printed kits. I do put together that as a range. I've put them here just to show you. This is the journal collection. It's the journal pages with the add-on kit and the ephemera kit. That's the journal collection. All right, it is, I think it was 56 pages, and the journal pages are already printed on the underside, so you've got those. I think they're 14, and you've got everything else as well. You can look in the description box for the full breakdown, and that makes it very easy for what I'm going to show everybody today, because I've done that for you all already. All right, then you've got the background pages for the printed kits, 2 sets in here. One of them are printed double-sided. All right, and again, that makes it very easy for what I'm going to do today. I use these kits, the printed ones, to do my project, so there you go. Then the altered book pages as a printed offering, there you go. You've got one set of the 8 pages. I print the same on the back, so effectively we're going to use 4. You've got another set to make another journal, and then I do the mini pages, which I print with this lovely golden color on the back. All right, the mini pages will go towards the mini bee journal, and yes, I am making one. I've already had people asking. All right, so that's all you needed to know there. Right, so as far as the journal itself is concerned, and how we're going to formulate those signatures, I'm going to show you that today. So I've taken the 14 journal pages. I'm going to flip through them slowly, so pause if you need to have a look. And I'm showing you now what I've printed on the back of these. I'm going to make 2 signatures. You can make more. And I'm going to put that into the journal cover. All right, so this is the first page, and on the back of that I printed this lovely green page with some golden bees and, you know, this lovely color. So it's in a sage color. Then on the dogs page, I've got the same but the pink, or it's like a raspberry color. Then on the honey stand here, we have got the lovely honey colored lace. All right, and then the beekeepers, we've got the sage lace. Okay, this beautiful page, I love this. It's like a cherry blossom kind of tree. I've got the flowers here in the raspberry color. And then the house page, I've got the green version of that. All right. Then where we've got the bees on the honeycomb, we've got, this is probably my favorite page, the honey colored background. And then this page here with the purple flowers, we've got the rosy raspberry color. Okay. Then we've got the double pages. So the first one with the honeycomb and the jars have this. Now I've made 2 of these. It's the next page as well, so I can put one into each signature. All right, so there's the one, and then the jar and the bee with the wreath, it's got the same. Okay, and then flowers, I've got the bee page, and then Hilltop Hive, I've got this bee page. All right, so it makes it easy to separate them into the 2. We've got 2 writing pages, and I think I put the collage page on there. So we've got a collage page with the jar at the top there. All right, and then the other one, I've got the other collage page. Okay, so those are your 14 journal pages. That's what we're going to use as 7 in each. All right, so let me just put that up at the top. Then what I've done is I've grabbed some of the background pages. So I've used, taken out from the double-sided printed ones, and I have just grabbed a couple there, I think 6. So this is the double-paged yellow one, and then I've taken the raspberry color one as well. All right, so that's double-sided printed. Then the green, we'll alternate that in the signature that doesn't have this. So I've got the green, I've got it upside down. There we go. So that's there. All right. And then the raspberry color one as well. And then I've got this bee page, which is like the cover fabric, and this page here. Right. All of those are double-sided printing. So that's what I've gathered there. All right, so that's the background pages. Then I've taken 4 of the altered book pages. So I've printed the first 4 pages and then the other 4 on the back of that. All right, so you've got this here and then that on the other side. Okay, effectively I've printed all 8, put them back in the printing tray, and then printed the same on the other side, so it's not the same background. All right, so we've got this bee and the hive, and then it's got that on the other side. And then the lady taking the honey out of the honeycomb. And then we've got those there. I've got 4 of these, as I say. So then you're left with 4 to make another journal if you want to. Okay, so those are the altered book pages that we're going to use. I will just trim off these edges here for next time. Right, so those are the pages I'm going to add, and then I did go and find some other things, and I don't often do this, but I just wanted to today. You don't have to do this. I'm just sharing with you what I've done. I've taken 2 pages from my ABC of Flowers. You've seen me take that before, that book. And the ABC of Flowers, I've taken this page here, these beautiful colors. This is clover, zigzag clover. So that's one of the pages I'm going to add. And then I've taken this one as well. All right, so that's the nettles and everything there. So I'm just going to add one of those to each of the signature. Then I couldn't help myself, but I know from the Edith Holden book that I do in fact had seen 2 pages with bees on them, and I wanted to add them to this book. So I've got 2 Edith Holden pages here. This one is page 105. It's got all the bees with the thistles. So that's beautiful. And then it's got these there as well, which, I mean, bees and flowers, you can't go wrong, can you? And then this one, page 98, with the bumblebee. I wanted that one as well. So I'm going to put one again in each of the signatures, so you can't go wrong there. All right, then I've put this here to remind me that you can get a digital version, because I have actually got tea-stained pages here. My daughter Paige made me a whole pile of them yesterday, so I've grabbed 4 of the sheets here. But if you don't like to make tea stain paper, or you don't have the means, I do a printed kit or a digital, and it's called tea stained Avo and lace background pages. Right, the lace background pages are also part of what I'm going to use, and I've grabbed 4 double-side printed. All right, the printed kits that I offer are all double-sided printed, so you could use the tea stained and the lace pages directly from that. All right, or as a digital, you can print them yourself, or you can make your own. So I've got 4 tea stain pages there, and then 4 lace pages, and then I've just grabbed 2 other things. I've grabbed some old music paper. I'm going to use that in there, so grab 2 sheets of music paper. And then I found this craft paper. It's paper, not card, and I thought I might add that because I just quite like the honeyish color. So that's what we're going to do. Now, we're not going to be decorating every single page, guys. I want to have more of a writing content, hence all these other pages. But we're going to make a beautiful journal with all of that. Okay, so now you know what I'm going to be putting together. When I see you next time, I have already decided how I want to decorate the cover. I'm going to make a hard cover with a 3.5-inch spine, and I'll talk you through that next time, and we will decorate that, and you'll have it all ready. Okay, so go and gather all of that together. Right, now with the rest of the kit, you know, the add-on kit and the ephemera kit, you do need to do some homework, which I have done. I have gone and cut out everything for the add-on kit and the ephemera kit. You don't have to do this, but I just find it a lot easier when I want to create something. Everything's already done. So I tend to use that lace background paper to put on there. You can put any background on there, even tea stain paper or no background. It's up to you. So I have backed everything that I'm going to use as ephemera already and cut it all out. All right, so that's all done there. The postcards and everything, it's all done. All the tags, all the pockets, and the envelopes are all at the bottom there. So these are 2 other pockets as well. All right, so that's definitely your homework for this weekend, along with your printing. So go and grab that and get it ready. This box I use every single time. I just take out if there's anything over, usually not, and use it again and again. It's really handy. But anything that you have, even a manila file folder would work. Here's all the circles. I've cut them out. I've put my buttons in the button one. I've cut out my little tabs. And I spent an evening or 2 fussy cutting 2 sheets of the fussy cuts and a sheet with all the tabs, little sentiments and things. So I've got loads there. I also did one half the size of the fussy cuts. So if you bought a printed kit, you will see you've got one that's half the size, 2 sheets. I've cut them both. And you've got 2 sheets of full size. I cut the lot, so they're all ready to go here. All right, so there's that as well. Me with my stickers. All right, I'm going to show you now some of the things that I have actually gathered over the days. The first is, and you're going to need this for the cover. I bought these off Amazon. I'll add them to my Amazon tools kit. Just little enamel charms with the bees in. All right, now for the cover, I've actually used these 2. All right, so it's a smaller bee and a larger bee. But if you've got any bee charms, doesn't have to look just like mine, go and pick out some. These are always nice for the tassels and tags and all sorts of things. All right, so that we've got that. I've used the fabric bundles. So I've got the fabric bundle already here, just to remind me. The flower bundles, unfortunately, I've sold out on those. But if you if you're wanting some of these, you're welcome to go and grab what remains in the shop there. I've put elastic in here. This is 1.5 millimeter elastic. I'm going to do an elasticated spine. I think it's a lot easier for people to do it that way. Of course, you can do it any which way you want, but that's what I'm going to do. So I've got that there. Right, so that's all that side, and then you'll remember we've got our lace and ribbons. So any ribbons and lace that you're going to use, I've got all the colors for that here as well. All right, these bags I'm sure we will be adding to the journal as well. Right, and then on this side I managed to get this. I didn't buy a lot of things for this, guys. I've used what I've had. But you know, that is the way to go. I did buy this. This was very reasonable, and I'll remember to put it on the Amazon favorite tools. It's a honeycomb cutting die. Oh, sorry, a honeycomb cutting die. So there we go. I'm going to add some of this to the pages, and I thought that would be nice. So that's the only thing I've actually bought. I've got some envelopes here, which are great, so to make some projects. And then I've got a stencil here which looks like honeycomb, and I think I got this from Amazon. I'll try and look for the link to put that onto the favorite tools. It was a selection of different stencils, but this one was perfect. All right, so there we go. This is tissue from the orders I've put on. I might see if I can use some of that. We'll see. Right, this is some stamps I had from the very first bee journal I made 5 years ago. This was from Hackney & Co. And it's called Tell the Bees. It reminds me of Outlander, Tell the Bees that I'm gone. So we've got some bits there which are quite fancy. So that's an old thing. Then I have got this. If you've got a wax seal, this one is a bee. So again, this is from long ago. So, but I think this also came from Amazon. I'll look for the link for that. So we'll put some of those on. And I've just grabbed a couple of wax sticks here. So we've got like a old gold, and like a nice deep color, plum color. Sorry, I've got an itch in my throat. Right, this is something I have from long ago, and this I had from my scrapbooking days. But what this is these little metal frames. Okay, so this is the one that I'm actually going to use. This here, it's just a little metal frame that I want to put in a word from the kit on the cover. So if you've got something like this, then just grab it. All right. And then the closure, I'm using this closure. So this is a hitch fastener. We've used these before, and I'm going to use that to put onto the cover. Okay, and then almost done. These are the inks that I've put aside. So we, for the stenciling, stamping, or whatever it is that we're going to do, I've got Bundled Sage, which is a firm favorite. This is from the Christmas, this one, Rusty Hinge. I like that one. I do actually have a another one called Fossilized Amber. Just going to grab it here. So you could actually use that. That's a nice color as well, so I'll put that there. And then just for a bit of pink, because there is a lot of raspberry sort of shade in here, I've got Victorian Velvet. So there we go. Those are the colors that I'm going with. Right, and the very last thing that I thought I'd mention is, oh, I left the other piece downstairs, of your die cuts. We'll probably be using some die cuts because bees and flowers go together, don't they? So, you know, I've got my die cuts here, but these are not the colors, the exact colors that I'm using. All right, I will use the greens, sage, but I do actually have the names of the colors for you. So let me just grab that quickly. Okay, so these are the colors that I've ordered, and I'm just waiting for them to arrive. For some reason they haven't, but I'm sure they'll be here over the weekend. So I did use the basil cardstock. I'm going to use Sweetheart, it's called. Fussy. I'm not sure if I'm going to use Ballet, but I am going to use beeswax, honey, and Lily Pond as the green. Right, so go and have a look what you have, guys. All of these were very reasonable. I just bought a sheet of each, so it was very, I mean, it was really cheap. So that's what I will be cutting out all the florally bits with, and those are the colors that match with the kit, as you can see. All right, so there we go. I like that. I love that one. Sweetheart. Lovely. Okay, guys, that's it for today. I am very excited to make a start. Go and have a go at collecting all your goodies, and lace and ribbons and everything. Of course, as I say, I do still have some available in my shop, so you are welcome to go and have a look at that over there. The links are in the description box, but of course you can just go over to angelakerrdesigns.com and you'll find it all there. All right, then, have a wonderful weekend. I will see you on Tuesday and we will put together our cover, and I'll order all the signatures and everything so you can see how it's going to go in so that we can make a start. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.